Ron DeSantis is sitting on over $100 million. And pretty quickly, I think you're going to see Ron DeSantis start defining probably Charlie Crist as a person you just can't trust.
Okay, my friends, let's take a closer look together. Welcome to Veracity. I'm your host, Michael Lewis. While the Democrats are barely scratching the surface in Florida's 13th Congressional District, Governor Ron DeSantis is already giving much heat to the Democrats before the August 23rd primary election in the Sunshine State. Because according to Tallahassee Democrat media company Nikki Fry, who represents the district, has managed to gather around $6.9 million for her election campaign, and Charlie Crist around $10 million. However, DeSantis, on the other hand, has been flooded with so many donations that his total campaign money has now reached a gigantic $124 million. Now, in the month of May, Fried gathered around $300,000 and Crist raised around $1 million. But DeSantis in the same month raised around $10 million. This is definitely a sign of how powerful DeSantis is becoming in Florida. Although the ultimate authority does lie in the hands of the people, there are some significant factors that are pointing towards DeSantis pulling off an undisputed win. So according to Ballotpedia, which covers statistics about the elections, the winning rate of the congressional, state, and local levels of the existing leaders in Florida has always been more than 90%. And since 1964, the winning rate never touched below 85%. Moreover, seeing DeSantis' enormous level of followers, the Republican challengers have already withdrawn from the primary, which makes him the only Republican standing proudly on the ballot in November's elections. Now, according to Town Hall, people who are switching their party in Florida prefer none other than the Republican Party. This advantage has now outnumbered Democrats in Florida by about 100,000.
We won't go back! We won't go back!
Be advised, you are currently engaged in illegal demonstration activity. Cease and desist or you will be arrested. That's your third and final warning.
On July 19th, 17 members of Congress were arrested for protesting against the overturning of Roe v. Wade case. Representative Alexandria Cortez, Carolyn Maloney, and Ilhan Omar were amongst the top Congress members who proudly ignored warnings from the authorities. According to the U.S. Capitol Police, the Congress members were blocking traffic outside the Supreme Court, which was in complete violation of D.C. Code 22-1307. And the punishment of this can extend to about 90 days in jail and a fine of $500. However, despite being the lawmakers themselves, all 17 members of Congress marched ahead, giving a green signal to pro-abortion activists to continue their criminal activities. Representative Jackie Spears said,
We are gathered here today because many of us have never been arrested for anything. But this is something that we all care deeply about. We will do whatever is necessary to protect people and their bodies.
Now, the astonishing part is that Justice Samuel Alito, who wrote the major draft opinion on Roe v. Wade, clearly said this: the Constitution does not confer a right to abortion. Roe and Casey are overruled, and the authority to regulate abortion is returned to the people and their elected representatives. So this is all political theater, and these socialist radicals are using this as a photo op. Here, just look at the charade with your own eyes. Look how Alexandria Cortez is trying to show pro-abortion activists and the media that she has been handcuffed despite police only holding her hand. Take a look.
An FCC commissioner is urging Apple and Google to remove TikTok from their app stores over China-related data security concerns.
We had the company seemingly allowing Chinese workers to access U.S. user data, despite assertions that that was not true, via different backdoors. And now the company saying, okay, we'll make sure that U.S. user data is going to be stored in Oracle's cloud infrastructure, but we're not going to tell you exactly what that data is yet.
After a leaked recording from TikTok revealed that its employees in China had secured access to the entire data of U.S. users, A new poll has now declared that around 60% of Americans are in complete favor of removing the TikTok app from the App Store. The survey that was conducted by the Convention of States Action in Trafalgar Group found that the majority of the respondents selected the option that said, efforts to remove TikTok from app stores now that the company has revealed Americans' user data can be accessed by TikTok employees in China. Although TikTok, as expected, denied such allegations by stating that it stores U.S. user data on servers outside of China and that it would never allow Beijing to access such information. Then why did U.S. staff of TikTok complain that they had to contact their colleagues in China so that they can identify how the U.S. data is being managed? According to experts, the national security laws in China compel every company in the country to share their data with Chinese intelligence agencies. And as TikTok is owned by Beijing-based company ByteDance, the question about sharing every U.S. user's personal data seems understood. And once this data lands in the hands of Chinese intelligence agencies, it will act as a perfect opportunity for the Chinese Communist Party to manipulate the views of the U.S. citizens as per their own terms. Representative Ken Buck argued, TikTok is just another invasive tool for Communist China to infiltrate Americans' personal and proprietary information. This app presents a very real threat to our national security, and the United States should take strong action to stop the CCP's espionage campaign.
Chinese intelligence agency gathering that information on us and using that information perhaps in a cyber attack at some point in the future is very concerning.
Furthermore, Mark Meckler, who is the president of the Convention of States Action in Trafalgar Group, said TikTok is one part of the communist regime's long-running digital warfare against the United States. This is just one more slice in that pie, giving the Chinese Communist Party an opportunity to do damage to the United States by affecting the culture of young people. Now, it would be very remiss of me if I didn't remind everyone that former President Donald Trump, after witnessing security risks in TikTok, ordered a ban on this application. However, as soon as Joe Biden came into office, he did not think twice before reversing Trump's order.
Leave immediately and keep her off. U.S. military aircraft, Papa 8 Alpha. This is Chinese Yun's Reef. China has sovereignty of the national islands, including Yun's Reef and its adjacent waters. Leave immediately and keep her off so as to avoid any misunderstanding.
It's making sure that we maintain the rights that we have as a military aircraft to fly in international airspace, maintain our presence in the area, and show that we're not worried about the buildup that's happening and that we are going to continue to stay down here in the South China Sea.
If you fight today's war using yesterday's formations, tactics, techniques, procedures, using yesterday's technology, you will die. As the conflict with the Chinese Communist Party is heavily increasing in the Pacific region, the second highest ranking officer of the United States Marine Corps, General Eric Smith, has come forward with this warning. While delivering comments at the recent discussion on maritime security, Smith argued that if the United States does not improve its logistical abilities to counter China in the Pacific region, then it could cause more damage to the U.S. than expected. He said, while our pacing threat is China, our pacing challenge or pacing function is logistics. I don't want to undersell how difficult logistics will be if we transpose that into the Pacific theater. Where the expanse of the Pacific, the distances create genuine, not intractable, but genuine wicked problems for us. Furthermore, Smith stressed that wherever CCP has tried to expand its operation, it has always continued its unacceptable behavior. While criticizing the expansive actions of the CCP, he had this to say. They are heading to a place that would seek to deny the free and open transit of trade, exercises, preparation training, and that is not where we see the Pacific going. Regarding advanced weapons used by the CCP, Smith warned the U.S. government about the increasing web of their dangerous drones. He said, the ability of those drones to be nearly ubiquitous across the battlefield because they are so inexpensive, you have to contest with that, and you have to drop your signature. If you are seen, either because you radiate or you are physically seen, you are a target almost immediately. Smith also believes that the CCP was not showing any signs of improving its behavior and that he expected the regime's assault on international norms and rules to continue. However, Smith argued that we have been defending a free and open Pacific since the end of World War II. We're not going anywhere. We have a lot of friends in the area, and I would say China has quite a bit fewer friends. And as the Marine Corps continues to evolve its Force Design 2030, soon the U.S. government will deploy new technologies and create a more agile force. Thank you all for spending time with me. Now, don't forget, I want you to take the opportunity to watch this episode right here. It's a little short doc on transhumanism. I want you to understand what direction the technocrats and the social elite are trying to push our society. And also join me tomorrow at the exact same time, and we'll discuss more truths happening in America. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time.